because August got
All
into
right,
some
we are
shenanigans.
now live. And as some of you may notice, we are down a couple of folks. Kat might pop in a little bit, but at the moment, August is healing from an ill. We hope they feel better soon.
Yes, no.
And I don't know if we'll get Kat later or not, but we shall see. And we left off in the Portside district very late at night after freeing the mermaid.
Yay.
Which I feel totally good about, and sure there won't be any repercussions whatsoever.
We were fine until you said it out loud, Smalls.
You said it last week. You guys had noted that there was very little guard presence at any of the train stations, which isn't particularly unusual, but just the fact that there was none seemed weird to you guys.
Well,
I mean, they're probably at the scene of the...
But which crime is the question? Hopefully someone else committed a larger, more distracting crime than we got up to.
That's the
This is petty theft at best. Come on.
Petty theft.
I don't know. The guy like
she was pretty petty. I think we can call this petty theft.
See, Mel was where I'm going with that.
But yeah, so you guys are very late at night in the side district, which is one of the less safe districts. Pretty seedy. There's some rough and tumble bars down this way. It's basically the district of shipping and, transportation of goods. You've got a bunch of sailor types. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Briar might make the observation of I would rather be here during the daylight hours, so I would like to go to the more lit part of the city, please. Just the doctor voicing an opinion.
I do have a question out of character, I guess. It's late at night, but like approximately how late are we talking? Is it like early morning or?
Say it hasn't quite hit midnight yet, but you're in the vicinity of like 11 to midnight. It took you a little while to finagle with trains and get down to the beach, essentially, to free your new / old friend as she has disappeared into the waves.
And my coat right along with her.
But no, it's pretty late. You guys do have a log out coming up in the morning.
Yeah, I'm good with going back. If we're all up for something else, we can do it, but I don't know, it might be good to just kind of go to bed.
Yeah, I think liberating a prisoner, practically.
Not literally, yeah.
I think it's a day. We can call it a day, I think. I prescribe a hearty bowl of stew from the Kraken Bowl. Anybody else?
That do sound like a good idea.
Okay.
All right, sure.
I think best given our crimes, I might head back to my dwelling.
Oh yeah,
that's fair.
Give yourself an alibi.
Yes.
Lakey shoots DeLacy a look like I can't believe she just said the C word out loud.
Yeah. Hey,
He's gonna use a help.
Maybe we need like a code word for this. Might be nice.
Extracurricular activity.
We went to the
That'll
farmer's
do.
Lakey just heads for the train. He just starts walking.
Hey, don't leave me. Mordoug follows.
He ain't on the clock no more.
You guys head back to the train. You guys head back to the train station at which you had originally departed. The train that loops back around 20-ish minutes or so later is a different train than you had seen previously. It's got a different different group of people running it on there, so no questions about where your mermaid friend came from.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
good.
The train's pretty empty, but there's still a few like people kicking around on it. You hear somebody offhand mention the icebox haze, which you previously had been introduced to as a concept.
Oh, neat. Though, remind me?
So the icebox is a bar in Portside that your patient, the specific one named
Oh, yeah, that got
Khalil,
shanked.
he
Got it.
he got his bell rung real bad.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, he was box.
Oh.
Right.
Stabbed,
Okay.
concussion, like you name it, he had it, and he got into a fight at the icebox, at which he said there was no ice. So curious name for a bar.
False advertisement.
Amateurs.
Would my folks that are from the city originally, my NPCs, give me a roll to see if they know anything about the icebox?
I have an idea whether I roll good or not, but I'll save that for later. That's a 6. Why do these dice hate me? Seriously. To jail.
I got an 11.
Leaky, you probably have a cousin who has fought in the icebox before, but you have never been there yourself?
Yes, cousin Peter.
He's gotten in a few scrapes there for sure. DeLacy, you have only heard bad things. You don't know where it is. You've never been there.
It one bad crash out and he doesn't remember anything from it.
I will say what little you do both know is that it is basically a place where you go to fight. And you can also order drinks and watch.
Yeah, it's a fight club. You don't talk the fight club.
No, they talk about it. They encourage people to
Loudly.
they want the
You're not
business.
supposed to.
I mean, people at Fight Club do talk about
They
Fight
do.
Club.
They don't.
That's like an
they don't
important
shut up
plot
about
point
it.
in the movie.
It's the worst kept
actually.
secret.
Yeah, so you guys head on your way. At some point, you do have to catch the other train to go around the Lusari loop again, which is the one that you originally had jumped on, but it will drop our noble off first, and then the next stop would be the Kraken Bowl.
Hi, Saphira.
You gonna make it home okay, Chef? Of
I think I'll be fine. Thank you for asking.
course. Good evening.
Have a good evening.
See you tomorrow.
Hopefully.
Fira, give me a quick roll, if you would be so kind.
Ooh, 12.
Cool. Something is on fire.
Oh
no! On the west side of the districts.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh no! What
What did we
happened?
forget? What
Something
did we
is
forget?
definitely
Not
on
it.
fire. It's not in the Castle High district where you live, so it's not a direct concern, and you can't really tell what is on fire, but something is very clearly putting off smoke.
Oh no.
Well, that's not good.
Did we do that?
No, you guys were on the east side. You were in.
You can't get
you were
me
in
for
Qatari.
this. You can't get me for arson. I was kidnapping in a different section of the city.
My alibi for the fire is that I was kidnapping.
Hang on, let me go get
Yeah.
the mermaid who's my alibi.
That's the thing you can do.
Trevor could be your alibi.
Oh
Trevor.
no. Trevor's still alive. I forgot about Trevor.
They're all still alive. You killed none of them.
Yeah, we killed none of them.
Oh,
Damn.
hi, August.
They say hi.
Hi, August. Feel better, buddy.
Mouse says feel better.
Or
Thumbs up. August has a hard time speaking right now because of.
That's okay.
bless
I know.
stuff.
I get it.
When I caught the flu, I was the same way. I had no voice.
Same.
So
I
yeah,
got the
as the train moves on, leaving Saphira to wander up to her home alone in the dark.
Yeah.
No, it's probably like an eerie shade of orange.
The rest of you, give me a quick roll, the rest of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because you had a more limited vantage point in the train, but as you come around the edge of the mountain...
17!
I only got a
And-
6.
I have a 13. Lucky number.
Morgan and DeLacy are sitting on the other side of the aisle where they're not, looking out that particular window. But the good doctor and Lakey are sitting on the right side of the train. Shit is ablaze. And it is not good.
Like, he's just gonna go, huh.
Oh no. Maybe we should have escorted her home. Oh no.
So, DeLacy, when I was talking to Lawfrey in her head, just totally distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do a lot of escorting against fire, Doctor? Is that one of your skill sets? Are you impervious?
Can't say that I escort a lot. I meant, Oh, you were joking.
I mean, partially, but also if you do have elemental protections, then yes, perhaps you should have walked
Well,
Miss Saphira home.
I have a smidgen of fire resistance, but
Not that much fire resistance, and Lakey gestures out the window.
no. My eyelashes would melt, yes.
So hey, I live here. What is on fire? What does look to be on fire?
So there is a section of the city called Green Hill, which was named for the hill that it was originally built on, that you can now no longer see. It is the most crowded district in the city.
No, no.
It
So
is
she
known
said
for
that I was
buildings
useful, and
being
so I told
very
her.
close together.
Mhm. And evidence shows that you definitely were. I'm
Well,
not
yeah, for
arguing
sure.
that.
But then I said in my head to her, I said, "Well, you're useless, but I'm going to save you anyway." And she smiled at that. I actually saw a smile. Isn't that neat?
Oh, a sense of humor. That's good.
Yeah.
We should go help? Question mark?
Help
So
with what? What do
you're
you mean?
the one you're
So
supposed.
theoretically, if the most crowded section of the city was on fire, would you go help?
Me or the other people on the train with you.
No, I'm asking DeLacy and Morgan because Morgan just asked what was up.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
like-
What was that?
If the
no.
most crowded section of the city was on fire, would you go help?
Yeah, I'd probably do it. I don't know that I have anything special for that, but I'm not going to let people burn if I can. I don't know.
There's a district that's on fire on this side.
What?
oh, shit,
All
did
right,
that
we gotta get
happen?
off this train. Excuse me,
Fair
conductor. Excuse me.
Does the next stop take us closer to the fire?
There's not really a stop that's super close, but you guys could ride a couple more stops to go as close as you can to Green Hill.
Okay. If we stay on, we'll actually get closer to it. So.
I feel like I could just fly there, but okay.
You're welcome to do that and be exhausted when you get there, and not be able to help as effectively as you could if you stayed on the train. That's entirely your prerogative.
All right, smartass. I'm supposed to just be satisfied sitting here watching the city burn?
No, we could strategize. We could talk about what it is we're going to do. We could share abilities. We could come up with a plan. Or,
All right, fine.
we could have casual conversation and then be utterly cut off guard when we get there. Either's good.
All right, so I'll start us off then. I don't think I have shit for dick to do the help with the fire. How about y'all?
Well, we could help get people to a safer spot.
I will also remind you, Doctor, I'm covered in fur, which tends to be quite flammable.
You're also covered by
Like he looks
clothes,
down.
which does protect you from the flames, though.
I could be more covered.
As you guys get to the next station, I'm sorry, I thought you were closer to the one that you needed to get to. As you get to the next station, you can switch trains to get to the next station after that, which would put you as close to Green Hill as you can get to.
We'll do that. I'll just lead the way.
All right, you switch trains.
Question for
Not
the
too
guy.
much. Yeah.
How close is Saphira to like the guardhouse where she could potentially like run into her brother?
The night barracks is not terribly far from your home. It's on the path up to your house.
Okay. I think Saphira's gonna head that way. Just out of concern, like her first thought's gonna be like, I need to find my brother. He's a guard. Like that made sense to her in her head.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna head that way to go find her brother.
Give me a roll.
Big bucks, no whammies. That's not good. 7.
So your brother has already been dispatched. You get there and you're like, "Hey." Oh, I guess you would ask about your brother. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Well,
But
yes,
he has
Saphira
already
would ask
been
her brother.
dispatched to an assignment of some variety. He's not there.
Are there any like carriages she could hail to try to get to Green Hill? Like get closer?
Yeah, absolutely. You might have some difficulty getting someone to agree to drive into a fire, especially with horses or whatever else might be pulling their carriage.
I think she just wants to get close enough to it. Then she can like walk the rest of the way. Like if someone will at least agree to get her close, like not all the way there, but like enough that she could still walk and not be exhausted. If that makes sense.
That would be doable.
Okay. That's what she's gonna do. She can freeze things and make wind that puts out small fires, so she's gonna try to help where she can.
Let me flip back over to the other group. You guys arrive at Hilltop Station, which is still technically in the Lusari district, but it is the most crowded section of Lusari. It is basically the section right next to Green Hill. For whatever reason, that section hasn't caught fire yet, but you can see that to the west, things are burning.
How's the breeze?
Good question. It is currently blowing west.
Okay.
You guys are on the side where the flames are not currently spreading.
Doug goes ahead and is gonna cast Magic Eye, just in case there's something magical happening, if that's the source of a fire or something, just to be able to see.
You immediately... can you read the text of Magic Eye out to me? Because I don't have it pulled up.
Of course. You briefly gain the ability to see beyond physical reality. For the next hour, you are able to see the following. Magic. A faint aura surrounds any person or object currently affected by magic. And illusions. Any illusory creature or object slightly flickers, but you do not see its true form.
You can definitely make out people that are using magic around you, but the fire appears to be mundane as far as you can tell. If there was a source of magic, it's not here for what started the fires. But you can see people using magic to put out, like, embers that might have landed places or try to fireproof their homes, that sort of thing.
Gotcha, yeah. And I don't suppose magic tricks could really do an awful lot in this situation, right?
Tricks is more like illusion, is it not?
It says
Or-
I could snuff out or ignite small light sources like torches or sounds. I guess that's the best I could do is
You
little
could use it
tiny
if there were
things.
like embers that were landing places. You could use it to put out an ember for sure, or like try to quell an ember before it gets going, kind of thing. But a larger fire, probably not.
Is there a system being put in place to sort of like douse the flames? Like, is there any sort of like water distribution system being put into play?
You are not there. You can't tell.
Okay.
There are some rivers that run through, but again, you're just not close enough to know what the current game plan is.
Is there an established fire brigade?
Yes, there is. Which
So
the
does-
guards act as a subsidiary of should there be an emergency like so. You will also note that the expensive part of the city is the one that's on fire.
Oh, anarchy.
Interesting. I assume from it being very populated, it would be the opposite, but
So, Green Hill is kind of half old estates, and then
Mhm.
half the people that supply those estates. So, a lot of the people in the section that you're in Hilltop, where literally these buildings are stacked on each other like they're made of Legos to the point where you almost can't see the sky. They're so close that like you could touch the walls of the alley on either side, and that would be somebody else's front door with either hand.
The upstairs and downstairs.
It's very much upstairs and downstairs. So there are nicer parts of the city in Green Hill, and then there are the super crowded parts. The issue is you light anything on fire in Green Hill, it's going to spread.
Lakey's going to share all the information about the fire brigade and those little insights into population and whatnot. So we're all on the same page.
If I spent an AP point, could I use my death sense to see if anybody has died yet?
I mean, you could, but again, you're not. You're still in the Luzar district. You haven't quite made it
Right,
into the
okay.
source of the fire yet, which you guys could head towards. Saphira, I'm gonna say you are starting to arrive. You knew your friends were headed, in that direction via train. And I think that's probably the closest that someone would be willing to drop you. So, would you like to rejoin your friends there? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Yes, I would.
You guys see Saphira pull up in a carriage. I don't know if Saphira sees you.
Hi again.
Yeah. She like barrels out of this, like she's in a rush. Like all you see is the door fly open, and she just like looks around. Hello, what's up? And like starts like getting out, like stumbles a little bit, and starts like coming up to you. I was like, fire.
Can you do
So-
anything about a fire? Because I can only like do little ember kind of things.
I mean, I could blow
Thing.
wind and put out small fires.
Then we should set up or go help with the triage. Let the
Sounds
fire
like a-
brigade do the fire brigade work. We have a doctor with us
Mhm.
who I'm sure would be able to teach the rest of us how to, or we could assist. There's already probably some sort of triage happening somewhere, but given the state of medical care in this particular city, civilian funded doctoring is probably going to be very welcome. So those of us who aren't helping, or when there isn't someone to help, then we go and find people who need it.
A+. I'm for it.
Sounds like a plan.
Doctor, I didn't mean to volunteer you, but you were sticking around. Am I correct in assuming that you would be willing to assist in this way?
I appreciate the check-in. Yes, I would like to help however I can. Let's get our shoes warm.
Let's get our shoes warm.
Of
Very
course, I
good.
say that when I can't wear shoes myself, but I heard it.
Yeah, I don't have shoes either, but
Lakey just leaves. Lakey he's like, we said the catchphrase, we're going. He's just
And Delaney said he's like, that's much nicer than what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess we're just gonna head for the fire and look to see if there's any other groups who are triaging or pulling people out, or if there's any groups of wounded who have been left unattended.
As we do get closer to the fire,
Okay.
Moradug does feel this weird sense of like wonder and awe that Doug has never necessarily felt in the outside world, and it's a bit strange.
How are our players feeling about running towards the fire in this video game? Which you
Nervous.
are starting to feel the heat of rapidly. Everything is much warmer than you are used to.
I don't know. I think the question that I have is, how is our moth play feeling about walking towards a giant lamp?
Doug was already like gung ho to just try to help some people that he assumed were from like a poorer district or whatever. And the closer we get, like Doug is conceptualizing this as like, oh yeah, I feel that even more. I need to help people even more. But it really is a draw to the flame. So I don't think Doug really stays around the rest of the group very long before flying right in and looking for people.
Amazing.
Good thinking. You go high, I go low.
Right. Briar is looking for or listening for folks in distress.
Lakey enjoys all of his friends putting the cart before the horse, and then starts looking around for a location to serve as a meeting place, care place, like basically triage tent. Doesn't have to be a tent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Station. Triage station was what I was looking for.
Also, Morgan, give me a roll. You know what? Doctor, also give me a roll.
That was fun.
Okay.
So many
That last one landed on
rolls.
his side. I've got an 18.
17.
Nice.
I also got an 18.
All of you are looking for separate but similar things. Doctor was looking for people that needed urgent need of help, correct?
Correct.
You immediately start seeing people in little pockets here and there that are burned or injured from trying to flee the fire or dealing with smoke inhalation. You can very easily and readily see them with people trying to help them. You please feel free to jump in and help any one individual at any given opportunity. I think Morrigan, with your aerial viewpoint, you can immediately see how pockets people are laid out, what's on fire where. The wind is blowing in the opposite direction, so there's no smoke in your face. You have a pretty good vantage point from up high. And you can very clearly see that there is a manor that is fully engulfed in flame. Big house that is rapidly being reduced to cinders. And it's spread to tenements surrounding it, which are little pockets of tall buildings that are multiple floors.
Okay.
And then Lakey was looking for a triage center or a triage point. You have been here before, I'm going to say. And just from virtue of knowing how the city's set up, you are able to pinpoint a park location where there are some stone places that are less likely to catch on fire, where people have set up triage tents and a point to assemble.
Okay. Lakey's going to try to impress upon his friends that he's going there. Miss Saphira, would you join me in case we need to make a perimeter of some sort?
Absolutely. She follows. Absolutely. She's
Excellent. Doctor,
ready.
this way?
Yes.
Doctor. No, I know that person. You can bring them. We can doctor on the way.
Right. Can you walk? He speaks to the burn victim.
Burn victim just coughs, can't quite catch their breath.
Lakey will help lift that person up and rally the others who might be nearby. Is there anybody else like helping who is not guard-like?
People helping their neighbors, from what you can tell. Like you see a guard here or there running with buckets of water. They're trying to do like perimeter checks just to make sure it's not spreading in this direction.
Every person Lakey passes, like obnoxiously, to the point where everyone else can say it. He's just going to say, "Bring the wounded to the park."
Are there like small fires in like on our like trek?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna start using freeze and putting them out.
How much AP do you have?
It costs me no AP.
Perfect. In that case, it does not matter. You start snuffing out little fires wherever you can see them. There are other people doing the same, because you are not the only naturalist out there.
Yeah, it just, you can use the spell to snuff out small fires. If I want to freeze somebody, that's when it costs me AP. But
right, if it's an attack.
Just cold air.
You see others doing the same as you are doing. People in a much lower tax bracket than you based on their clothing, that are just naturalists by trade, are snuffing out fires the same as you, or trying to run water around, trying to save their own homes. You don't see any of the nobles doing the same. They're all of the downstairs class.
Interesting.
DeLacy, what are you doing?
Turns up her nose at that.
DeLacy's pretty much reduced to like a helper. If someone's having trouble moving, he's helping them get moving to the triage station, helping them get from point A to point B. If someone needs him to get like give me a roll of bandages, get me this, get me that. That's his job at this point, because he has nothing that can actively help putting out the fire. So he's just, what do you need? Goes and gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Quick about it, but that's what he's got. And he's got a first aid kit.
Perfect. You guys reach the triage point with the people that you've been carrying in tow, putting out fires where you can, helping who you can. You only have so many arms, but you do the best that you can on your way, and there's always going to be more people that will need it. What do you want to do now that you've reached this triage point?
Is there someone who is organizing it?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Lakey's going to go up to that person and introduce everyone. With just super quick military style, and be like, "Where can we help?"
What do you do? What are you?
I'm a magician or a wizard. What am I?
Wizard.
I'm an
Or a
accountant,
wizard.
but I'm very loud and excellent at organizing. This is a doctor. This is a naturalist. I have a friend who is a magician, but she's a moth, so she's doing an aerial surveillance. This is an incredibly capable man. That's the only one of us with actual medical training is Dr. Breyer, but the rest of us have other gifts. So,
truth be told, the more people that go into that fire, the more people that can get injured. But if there's anything that you can do to get people back here to the triage point, so that we can address any injuries, or at least get them out of harm's way, that would be helpful. If you see any small fires, tell someone to put it out, or put it out yourself if you're able.
Has the source of the fire been located yet?
Yes, we believe it was the Shadows. The rebel group, the Shadows, we're pretty sure started this fire. But currently, it's the Harcroft Manor and the surrounding tenements.
Lakey shoots a quick glance at Saphira to see if this means anything.
Let's find out if she knows.
Actually, DeLacy, would you give me a roll as well?
All right.
That's gonna be a no. Because I rolled a 4.
That's a 14.
Nice. You've robbed them before. They have a nice house. They're not. So the way that the city works is, if you're in good with the king and queen, you live in Castle High. They assign you a house. If you're not in good enough with them, but you're still rich, you live in Green Hill.
Oh, neat.
What did I steal? What did I steal from them? Was it information or product?
I will leave that up to you. But you definitely had robbed them before. You knew they had some nice stuff. But they're not particularly notable. So you're not sure why, why the shadows have historically been attacking locations that are related to the royal household, the royal family, things of that nature. They're anti-king, or anti-royalist, I should say. So the Harcrofts don't have any of those connections. So it's odd that they would go after them.
Lakey rolls a 15 on just a general local knowledge check. What is their money in?
Their money is in loans.
Oh, so this was debt relief.
Maybe I stole a ledger.
That is a 12 on another local knowledge check. Are the shadows usually this messy? Like, do they operate with collateral damage?
It's difficult to tell. A lot of things get blamed on the shadows, but there's never a lot of clarification on whether or not they did it or not, or if they're just getting blamed for everything bad that happens in the city. But every time something messy happens, the shadows get mentioned.
Do the shadows specifically claim things?
They typically do not.
Okay. So they're just boogeymen at this point.
Yes.
Got it.
You do know that they do exist, but how much they're responsible for is questionable.
When in doubt, blame a shadow.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody.
It's convenient, especially for the king, who can use them as the boogeyman to maintain power.
John Wick.
Jay, wild.
Okay. Cool. So Lakey's gonna start organizing the people who are going out. In that he's going to keep an eye on them when they look like they're coming back and they're getting tired. He's going to give them water. He's going to make them sit down. If any of them get burned, he's going to, send them to go talk to Briar to get patched up. He's going to, if anybody doesn't come back, he's going to, for a while, he will go out and look for them, but he's mostly going to stay within, I would say, 500 to 1,000 feet of the park and the triage efforts.
At some point, you do see Mika running people back and forth for just general aid. She's not going into the fire at all, but she is helping people that get out to the outskirts, to the triage point.
Yeah, Lakey's gonna call out to her and check on her and make sure she's okay. Are you hurt? Do you need water?
I'm fine. Water's great. Water would be great. You can see she's absolutely sweating from running that close to the fire, and it's very warm here. Just the general heat of the nearby fire is very toasty.
He's carrying a bucket of water. He pulls out a ladle and gives it to her.
She absolutely takes the bucket and just starts drinking from the bucket.
Okay.
Queen.
Lakey pulls out his handkerchief and dunks it in the ladle that he was going to offer to her, wrings out the extra, and hands it to her and says, "Put this over your mouth and nose. You don't want to breathe too much smoke."
Great, thank you. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Good?
I'm fine. Everyone else I crock and bull with is fine. We're doing triage here. If you need anything, call us.
Okay.
Or me.
Cool. Yeah, that's
okay.
Saphira's staying within that, but she's putting out as many small fires as she can while still staying close to the park. She doesn't want to stray too far from the park in the event something does happen to her. Someone can get to her.
I think Lakey and Saphira would kind of not necessarily. No, fuck it. We'd buddy up.
Tag team it.
Tag team it. Buddy method, so that in case something happens to one of us, or in case we find somebody who needs two people.
Yeah.
Morrigan, what are you choosing to do?
Well,
I mean, I think I'm drawn to where the fire is the biggest, so... okay, no, I guess I'll ask this question first. From my top-down aerial view, I'm not sure if enough time has passed for me to have this knowledge or not, but does it look as though, like, firefighting sort of efforts are quelling it, like, from the outside starting to come in? Or does it look like the fire overall is, like, moving faster than the help of
They've kind of got it
extinguishing
contained
is?
in pockets. The Harcroft Manor that's in the middle is smoldering. You good? Mal?
I think Mal and I are laughing at the same thing.
What did I say?
As long as they don't have it contained in Ronan, I'm great.
Smolder, that's the word.
Yeah, Ronan's only smolders. He's not full fire. Pockets can contain the whole fire.
Oh no. So to clarify, I don't know if you got to watch our Monster Hunter campaign, Edgar.
No, I haven't yet.
Ronan was our elf who liked to put on a smolder, and we had a
Oh.
character named Pockets also as part of the campaign. So
Okay, I see.
that's the laughter. I was like, what did I say that was funny? I'm not didn't think about it. Anyway, the fire is contained in little sections. The manor itself is mostly smoldering at this point because that's where it started.
Got it.
But there are especially like tenement pockets that are really just going up in flames.
So,
Hmm.
is the manor surrounded by trees, or what,
It's kind of like Saphira's manor actually, where it's got trees and like a high wall around it, like a fence kind of thing. You couldn't really see in, but Morgan can because Morgan's up in the air.
Hmm.
I
guess
will say
I'm gonna
it is
try to-
significantly hotter in the air the closer that
Oh,
you
yeah.
get, as hot air rises. So you do want to be careful of not getting too close to any structures that are on fire.
I don't know. Do I need to do a roll to see how bad the moth instincts are right now, or?
I will leave that up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for it.
Oh, buddy. Oh, no. No!
Oh no.
What'd you
That'll
get?
be a 2.
Oh, well, this is not a nat one. You are definitely heading into the fieriest part of the city without your party.
Okay, can I roll if I notice?
I don't
Let
think
me
we're there,
clarify
bud.
what Morgan's doing first.
Oh, God! Okay.
So, just as a side note, my magic eye thing lasts for an hour. I doubt this is really going to matter, but just in case there's anything
yeah.
magically suspicious on the way, then
something in the Harcroft Manor absolutely exploded that was magical.
oh gosh, I really wish I resisted that moth
you
urge.
can't
I want to
tell
go
what
there.
it was, but something
Okay.
like exploded. It wasn't just a little thing, it was a big thing.
Okay. I'm making a note. Trying to. Come on, pen. Well, so much for that. That pen is out of ink. All right.
No, pen. Another casualty of the fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What else can it take?
Okay. So I'm descending into the largest fire. Are we cutting back to other people, or what is the damage?
I think the only people that I need to follow up on are the doctor and DeLacy. Doctor, I know you're probably helping people deal with injuries and inhalations of smoke and
Right.
and whatnot. Dehydration.
Yeah. Spreading water however I can. Let's see. I can somewhat relieve the sensation of a burn. It would cost AP, I think. And I can also mend if they got like hurt. I have 9 out of 10 AP points.
How quickly do you want to expend them? Do you want to just use them up on the first people you see that need them, or do you want to save them for the most severe cases and use them that way?
I think Briar's trying to compartmentalize who is minorly injured versus needs immediate help.
Mm-hmm.
Like the smoke inhalation, I'm not sure how he can help with that, aside from providing like damp cloths for them to breathe through. But when it comes to like injuries, he'll patch up what he can. Maybe with maybe scraps of fabric that he can tear into pieces thanks to his claws. Dips it into water,
Bandages you
helps
can use already there.
Yeah.
They've got supplies that they've brought in for emergency supplies.
Right. I think
And mostly
actually,
my question is how much AP do you want to use up?
let's say I'll use 3.
Okay. How many people will that help with?
2 really hurt people and 1 on the cusp of being really hurt.
You get put in with the triage doctors who readily accept your help. You may be having war flashbacks. Who knows? But
that was going to be my next.
Yeah, but you are able to kind of just move in with the flow. Your body is used to this sort of mentality where you don't think about it, you don't think too deep. You need to help people. You just need to have action and do something.
Right.
DeLacy, how are you doing? What are you doing?
I have honestly no idea what to have him doing. He's got very little to help with this situation. The best I can think is if they still need people to be like running and getting people, he'd be doing that because it's something active he can actually do and be out of the way of the people who are doing the actual healing. That or like as he's helping move people to the triage area because he's a cat, he's basically helping keep them calm. Like the purr is going very, very strong. Like if you can, there's contact with the fur and he's talking to them like they're okay to like keep them calm and stop
people
the
who
injured from
either
panicking.
losing their homes or they're just really disoriented and terrified. There might be the occasional kid who just needs a hug, like or got separated from his parents and running away from the fire, kind of thing. There's definitely people that just need, coordination in that regard.
That's kind of all I got for him.
That's legit, but it's definitely helpful. So you get put in with the team of trying to get people reunited with other people in the families.
I don't know why I feel like because him being an animal, he can like kind of smell like, oh, you're related to this person, you're their parents, you're with these people, and like make sure they get.
Yeah, you're emergency coordinating, trying to find their loved ones, and sometimes those loved ones are not there, so you don't know where they are, and you don't know, are they at a different triage point or did they get caught in a fire somewhere? You don't know, but you do your best to keep them calm.
Mm-hmm.
Briar, how are we doing on those war thoughts?
Okay, I'll let you pick. Do we want the red one or the copper one?
Copper.
Okay.
I like copper.
I rolled a 16. So,
What does that mean for you?
I think I'm getting flashes of knowledge on how to treat wounds not careful. But for doctor, you had to save your AP like it was gold. So,
Yes. I do want to point out we lost you there for a second, so I think we lost some of what you were saying.
okay. Do it. Okay, I'm rewinding.
We got the section about treating AP as if it were gold, being a war doctor, but
yes. Yeah, that's basically what I said.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was anything else. We just lost you for like 5 seconds there.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. You also at a certain point notice that Ziv is also there, helping people.
Oh, good.
He is paying you absolutely no mind. I don't know if he's seen you. If he has, he's not paying any attention. He's got his hands busy.
Yeah, he has a job to do, and I have a job to do. So we're focused.
Mm-hmm.
But at least he's in my periphery. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do notice that he looks a little pale. Like it might be freaking him out a little bit.
Oh boy. So how are the people I'm currently treating? Are they stable, you think?
I would say the people that you're working on are people who are not terribly bad. There are definitely some people who have more extensive burning. They're, further down already being worked on because they're trying to stabilize wounds there, which is where Ziv is at the moment.
Right.
But the people that you're working on are less severe cases of burns.
Right. Okay. So ointments, gauze.
Yeah.
And the like. Okay. I think out of basic concern and probably recognizing, oh, this guy's seeing ghosts. He'll gravitate towards Zev to make sure that he's not totally zoned, if that makes sense.
I'm going to pit it back to Morrigan. Morrigan, how are you holding up?
I was going to ask you that.
Moth of the
I'm
Flame.
into a big fire. Do I take any damage, or should I roll again to see?
I was going to say, how close do you think Morrigan gets?
Before instincts
I think it would take getting some physical damage to have a chance of snapping out of that frame of mind. I just rolled a 2, so that's pretty bad. You know what I mean?
Give me another roll really quick.
That is going to be a 13.
I will say that as you head towards the building, there's a bright fire on top of this tenement. This tenement is clearly going to go fully down. You are just drawn to it. You don't really understand, but you're not questioning it because this is the coolest thing that your little moth body has done in the 3 days that you've been here so far. In your opinion, in your little moth body's brain,
Right.
And the roof of the tenement below you that you were heading toward collapses, and it sprays up this almost like geyser of embers and sparks, and they kind of sting at you. I would like you to take 2 points of damage.
We start with 10, right? So
10, yes, correct.
Right, I'm down to 8. Cool.
And it cinches your wings, but more than that, it also kind of sparks at your face, and you feel the fuzz on your face kind of ignite a little bit, and it snaps you out of it.
Cool.
And you're like, oh, this is a fire. I could die here.
Right, I'm flammable.
This is Morrigan hitting the bug net around the light.
Gotcha. Love it. Okay, I have a question because
Yes.
my ability Whisper says I can telepathically send a message to a nearby creature. That's not very exact language. Do you think nearby would include like the rest of the group who's like doing triage work or whatever? Like, is that nearby enough, or how close is nearby?
The 19, I'm going to say that you are close enough to reach out to the people that are back at the triage tent. You are not that far away.
Cool. All right,
I mean,
then I will.
Lakey is running all over the place shouting if people need help or like, so you can probably hear him.
Cool. I will send a whisper to Leke then. Uh, essentially saying like all the information I got from up above, which includes like where the start of the fire seems to be, because Morgan doesn't know you already figured that out, and that there was some sort of magical explosion. That she's going to go into the building to investigate it further. There are little pockets, and building just collapsed right near where she was. Unfortunately, since Moradug only has 1 AP left, she won't be using the version where Leica can speak back to her. So Leica's just getting this information in his head as if Morgan was speaking to him.
Lakey curses loudly, refills his bucket, and heads for where Morrigan is heading.
But where
Saphir
the fuck
hears
you going?
the curse and follows.
Oh god.
Lakey just looks at Lacey and goes, "Our friend is a moth," and then just
God damn it! Just mutters that curse under his breath. God damn it! And gets probably some like kid back to their parent before following after him.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get everyone killed. This is terrible.
TPK. TPK.
Let me go. Well, actually, why don't we take our 15-minute bathroom break, and then we'll come back.
Right!
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I will take 15 minutes to go consider what a
That's
terrible
great.
idea this is. That's fantastic. I love
That's
that. I love this
It's
for us.
a cliffhanger.
Feel free to gameplay it in the meantime. But we'll be right. And I just realized I hadn't put my mic on again. I apologize. I'll have to fix it for you two.
No.
We will be right back. I have to hit toggle that every time, but I'll fix it for you two. It'll be great. We will be back in about 15 minutes.
Cool.
Gotta remember to toggle that thing on, man.
It is really weird that it's like a two-step system or whatever, you
So
know?
there's for every audio source that you have to toggle it. But it's not one of those things like because they've got different settings that you can do like live starting soon, be right back. It doesn't save it for that thing. It's just overall sound on or off settings.
Okay.
So I have to remember to toggle them on, and it's dumb, and I don't like it.
Well, I don't like
And we are back, this time with volume from me. I apologize for
Yay!
that last time. We are putting out fires and getting into fires as it currently stands.
Putting out and getting in.
Actually, and
I mean,
that brings
she
me
said.
to our first player that I want to address. Hayes, I know you are in between bites at the moment. You had stopped to talk to Ziv, and the rest of your party is running off into flames. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to join them if you so chose.
Briar's always breaking away from the party.
You don't have to go. Just to clarify, you can solo on your own and stay with the medical tent.
Yeah, you and your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mal's doing
Job,
air
yeah.
quotes of job.
I mean, I usually use more letters to spell guy I want to sleep with, but yeah, we can go with JK.
I love you
Yeah,
much.
it could be a very
Mel.
specific kind of job for sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Here's some water for that burn. You're gonna need that.
Lakey's the accountant. Here we
Hello.
go.
Thank you.
Yes, what would you like to say to Ziv?
More of like a soft touch to the arm and a quick check-in, if anything.
He absolutely jumps when you touch his arm.
It's a bit intense. I'm here to help. What do you need me to do?
I'm not in charge here. This is somebody else's medical theater. I mean, you really gotta refer to them.
Okay, let me rephrase. How can I support you in this area?
I'm not sure you can.
Okay.
I gotta get back to work. Was there something you needed?
Yeah, just one sec. And he takes out a damp rag that he managed to save from another patient, and he puts it on the back of Zev's neck. Tucks it into his collar so it'll stay in place. Okay, you're good.
Give me a roll really quick.
13.
He is unusually cold.
That's fair. He's in work mode. No, he's in survival mode, let's be honest. No, wait, or is his skin cold? Is that what you meant?
His body temperature is cold.
That's interesting. Is this a spell you're using?
What?
Your skin, it's cold.
I can't have this discussion right now. I need to get back to work. There is a person whose skin is blistered up across 45% of their body. I can't have this conversation right now.
Okay, go.
He zips off and goes back to the patient he was working on, who is, in agony / almost passed out because they're in so much pain. No? Mal's shaking their head no. They're dead? Oh no, I've killed someone.
I mean, they will be soon. 45% of your body is, well, I mean, that's kind of the borderline. But yeah, they probably wouldn't be feeling anything right now.
Passed out.
No more
on the
nerve
way to
endings.
death. I don't have medical knowledge. I'm winging it, folks.
All of the shock. All of it
Oh, yeah, no.
ever in the history of shock.
And there's a couple of doctors actively working on that patient. So Ziv is not alone
Burns are
trying to fix that.
Burns
guy.
are bad. Burns are real bad.
Yeah.
Maybe they work differently in the game.
Yeah. Well, also they have magic, so it's not like trying to like let somebody heal on their own. It's throwing magic at someone to, save their life.
Back to tank that guy, my dude. Just dunk him right in there.
Yep. But Hayes, did you want to see the rest of your party running off into the flames and join them, or did you want to stay in the medical tent?
I think if Briar did see them running off, there would be a reluctance. Because one, he wants to help and be of use here, at the tents, but also somebody could be in trouble. So, I'm gonna roll my my D2 here.
Flip a coin.
Assuming I can get it to spin. Of course it's tilted, you jerk.
Use magnets on the edges.
Briar is going to stay with the people. Because this is his spot, essentially, and if his friends do get hurt, they know where to find him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You remain behind, trying to help the people that are less injured, less wounded, recover, to clear out space for more people who are also injured and in need of care. As the rest of your party heads into the city around you that is in flames. Speaking of
Question.
that party, yes.
Would I have had time to like basically rip off my like neck scarf, dip it in water, and put it around my face before following after
Yeah, absolutely.
the rabbit?
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm sure I'm sure there's water around for people to rehydrate themselves with, because one would get dehydrated with all of the heat.
Yeah.
The rabbit in the
So you could
waistcoat
just
in the
dunk
water.
it on your way out, and then put it on as you're running.
Cool.
Lakey, you are leading the charge towards Morrigan. Morrigan, are you communicating any further with Lakey?
I have no idea he's coming. I chose not to use my last AP, and that was clearly a mistake.
I don't know how you arrive at that conclusion at all.
Lakey,
Thought I'd use that last one for an emergency, but I don't have anything that helps with a fucking fire. I should have used it for that. Anyway, go on.
Mind over matter.
What is your game plan in getting to Morrigan?
Has the fire spread away from the original? Like, has the giant townhouse mostly burned itself out, and now, like, it's moved out of, like, is that structure gone?
So the original,
has the fire perimeter moved out?
manor that caught on fire is mostly just ashes and smoldering wreckage at the moment. But the surrounding tenements are what's still on fire, if that makes sense. And there's a couple of other larger manors that are dealing with it, but it looks like there are people, trying to keep those from catching on fire. And some of those are, like, rich people who have hired people to, do security for their manor, but some of that is just people concerned that if another manor catches on fire, the surrounding tenements around those will also go.
Right. So, Lakey's going to try... Lakey's going to try to move through the less crowded spaces.
Okay.
That's a 15 for like general knowledge of the street layouts. So like trying to duck through alleys and looking for things that look like they have mostly burned themselves out.
Okay.
Like he's gonna try to head in through that direction.
Okay.
Considering I robbed this manor before, could I potentially help out with that in any way?
Yes. Give me a roll with your cat dice.
That's 12. The cat dice are not great. I'll be perfectly real with you.
Both you and Lakey have about the same amount of knowledge of the streets, I would say. You may be a little less because you used non-traditional methods of getting into the manor. But you also, you both kind of come to the same conclusion. Don't run at active fires.
Right. Yes.
Solid.
Something our Morrigan has yet to learn, but may be learning actively as we speak. How about you, Saphira? What are you up to? You're muted.
I thought I unmuted myself.
Sometimes it just doesn't unclick.
Yeah, I'm following after Lakey trying to put out little small fires that are near me, just following their lead.
Mm-hmm. And you could probably do some in advance of you as well, just to make your path a little bit safer. Any wreckage that might have fallen down on the street that's on fire, just like quell that. Morrigan, what are you up to?
I guess I want to sort of double check if. Well, no. The last thing I said to Lakey, so I better continue with this plan regardless. But Moradug was going to try to redirect into the heart of where all of this started to try to sort of investigate where that magical explosion was, to try to see if there's any kind of clue there. I guess I don't know how much it's a pile of ash and that's a stupid idea that will not yield anything, and how much it's like some things are sort of intact enough that you could possibly investigate.
Let me give it a roll. I rolled an 18, so there's still stuff left of the house.
Okay.
You can very definitely see where the explosion happened. I'll say since you're in the air, you don't have any of the difficulties in navigating quite the same as the rest of the group that's coming to join you. So you are able to land, not in the structure, which is still very much smoking, and it would be difficult for you to breathe and stuff, but you can see visually around it that there was very clearly something in, the front portion of the house that just exploded outwards.
Front portion of the house, like it looks like the front door, or more like one of the rooms nearby within it?
It looks to you like it's basically a mansion. The front door is here, and there's a large hall area with a staircase that goes upstairs. It's in that front hall. Whatever it was in that front hall just exploded outwards.
Cool.
But as far as what exploded, it doesn't seem like there's anything left.
Got it. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Whisper again to continue letting Lakey know what I'm discovering. I would say I used the AP, but I don't think Moradug realizes that that's super pertinent in the moment. Because I don't know how there would be a clue that they're running towards them.
Lakey will share with everybody else what Moradug has found. probably just like offhanded with whoever is like next to him, not really worrying about passing the information through the whole group, just kind of a repeating what gets said.
I guess I will also add that I don't know how quickly everything is moving, but after realizing there's not enough there to really investigate further than what Moradug has found, then they're kind of looking around, and like the original plan had been, oh, I can pull people like out of like structures that look questionable, but realizing once again how Doug is much smaller in this game and not necessarily as strong. Moradug panics a little bit for a moment, but then decides that I could carry children. So if there's anything nearby that is still sort of burning or hearing like children scream or anything of that nature,
yeah.
that's going to immediately draw their attention.
Give me a roll. If you were looking specifically for people calling for help, give me a roll with advantage.
Cool. We'll go with the 13.
Okay, you do hear someone, but you can't pinpoint where it is. So there's somebody clearly within earshot of you. There's a couple of, like, tenement pockets that are on fire around you, but you can't tell which one of those two it is. And it sounds like it's a little voice. It's not a huge person that maybe you could help, but it's difficult to know which direction, because how the wind is, how the smoke is, just how things are getting thrown around, and you don't really know the city very well.
No, of course.
Lakey, Saphira, and DeLacy, you are making your way. Would you guys also give me a roll?
18.
Nat 20.
Nice.
11.
Oh, yeah, cat dice came through.
What are you looking for as you A, search for Morrigan, but B, travel through the city?
It's one of those times like when there's a lot of noise and cat's ears just don't stay fucking still. It's that.
Mm-hmm.
So just listening for cries, listening for can I get to them quickly for he's a middle kid, so maybe also listening for like smaller voices.
Okay, I'm gonna say on that nat 20, you hear the same person that Morrigan heard, and are able to figure out. Oh, go ahead.
How close do we think they are? Because there's a chance that when Moradug can't find out where the voice is coming from, that one could hear somewhere closer to that mansion.
It muted you,
Just
unfortunately, for the curse word, but yes.
It was fuck. It was fuck, but in Morrigan's high-pitched voice. How about that?
That works.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say DeLacy hears that as well. Saphira, what are you looking for as you run through all of this chaos?
Initially, I was gonna say she's looking for a brother, but that's not, like, in this moment, like, her mind is far, far away from the fact that her brother's, like, probably not there. But she's, like, just keeping an eye out, like, checking to see if, like, there really is anybody that, like, maybe she could help or that they could help. Try to get them back to, like, the trios, and while also, like, keeping, this is a lot, but ultimately, like, order of things she's looking for. Morrigan, people to help. Is essentially like the order of things that she's looking at.
I'm gonna say that you are able to spot Morrigan then, as well as a few fires that you can put out because you rolled an 18, which is pretty decent. Lakey, I assume you are looking specifically for Morrigan.
I think Lakey is starting to hit the saturation point of trying to do a little bit too much.
Okay.
He's looking for Morrigan. He's looking for ways to get through the space. He's looking to make sure that like nothing's gonna fall on them. So I think he's just starting to get a little bit overwhelmed.
Okay. With that 11, is there anything in particular that you would like to be looking for that you have found? Though it may come at a small cost.
I mean, Morrigan mentioned that there was the explosion. So Lakey's going to be like, as he's scanning like the ground and looking for, safe passage and things like that, he's going to be looking to see if there's any sort of evidence of that explosion, like anything that looks like any sort of containment devices, or like he doesn't really know what he's looking for. But anything to help back up what she was looking for in the first place.
Okay, I will
Certainly.
say that you guys are in the vicinity, you found the manor, but you can't quite get in through the gate. You can look through the gate, but the gate itself is locked, so you can only see it from a distance.
I'm gonna cast Magic Strike on the lock.
Okay. The lock
Hit it!
absolutely breaks. I'm not even gonna question that. And you are able to get into the grounds, which, despite the house being the first thing to catch on fire, the grounds are fairly safe. Obviously, there's embers and things of that nature, but most of those have burned out now, and the stone walls around it have stopped more from coming in. So the house itself is burned down, but there is some refuge here to be had.
Does the voice sound like it's coming from further in or a different direction entirely?
The voice is coming from one of the outside tenements, so different location.
Different location. He doesn't want to like abandon his people, but just we got a live one.
Lake immediately pivots.
Same.
Okay, Morrigan, give me a roll really quick.
That's basically information. He's going after that voice.
Yeah.
11?
You can see at least one of your party members down below you. You can't see all three of them, but you've spotted at least one amid the haze of the fire, heading towards a specific tenement.
I'm trying to remember who's the biggest. It's probably Lakey, right?
Lakey's the tallest.
Isn't he our tallest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
Lakey is also
I am
very
going to
tiny.
argue that you spot Lakey because you've got the magic eye on, and you see Lakey
that's
cast
really
that
good point.
spell, so that kind of flares up in your vision, and you are able to spot Lakey.
Okay.
Who also I realized gave away his handkerchief to Mika, so is probably using one of your scarves as his breathing mask.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
Hell
The
yeah.
subtle scent of honey. Okay, anyway.
Is completely overwhelmed.
Ooh.
Ooh la la. Okay, yeah, Moradug, seeing that, is gonna fly right down, agitated, both because of the thing with the kid, and then also that's like, what the hell are you doing over here? I thought you were doing things outside.
Lakey just stares at her blankly. Like absolute stone-faced mirror. Just go ahead.
Hear that?
Go ahead. I'm
hear
rubber
that
and
shit?
you're glue. Just
Does the Lacey hear that shit?
I mean, if you're probably close, right? So yeah, I don't see why not.
Weren't you supposed to be in the sky?
I was investigating. What made you think out that meant I? Okay, whatever. You're all here. Did anyone else hear that kid?
I'm on my. What do you think I'm on my way to do?
Okay, we need to go.
Leke fishes out the other scarf, dunks it, and hands it to Morgan to tie on.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
And we go save a small person, I guess.
Yeah.
Try and sniff him out.
If we can, yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
Put out the small fires.
Go towards the shouting.
So
Yeah.
So you
I
know
guess
how some
locate
canine units
child.
are used. So you know how some canine units are used to find people. Could we try something similar to that with a resident cat?
Sure.
I
I'm
can
not
turn-
sure how you
I
would
can-
smell them amidst
I
all
can
of
turn
the
it to
smoke.
a dog, if that's what we're looking for.
Oh no.
It was not what I was suggesting, but please do.
Severa can turn into a sniffing hound.
I was suggesting something that's a minor secret, but if you want to turn into a dog, by all means, abuse that ability. It's a lot of fun.
You can smell as
We
much
don't know
as
what
you
the
like,
kid smells like in the first place.
but there's so much smoke in the air. I don't think
Yeah.
that you would be able to track down this kid by scent, for sure.
What about sound? What about sound?
Sound, absolutely. With that natural 20, you know that it is from this particular building, but you can't tell where in that building.
Could I roll something akin to an investigation? Could I re-roll like trying to find the kid from earlier now that I
absolutely.
know the general direction?
With Lakey's guidance, I think you guys are at the right building. I will let all of you roll if you would like to.
Cool.
I think the Lacey's also going to yell at him like, "Keep talking, kiddo."
Nat 20!
Hell yes! I only rolled
Hell
a
Yeah!
Only got a 7. Hell yeah.
Rabbit ears to the rescue.
Did you get
Yeah.
that one?
That's racist.
For sure.
Oh,
Maybe
8.
racist, but it came in handy.
You got a what?
I got an 8. I got an 8.
So all of you are looking. You pick a different side of the building each. Lakey picks the side where the kid is and has a very specific vantage point of this kid who is trapped inside. He's broken out a window and is trying to shout down to the streets from the 3rd floor of a 4th floor building.
All right.
Alright, I'm using the last AP to cast Whisper in a way where Lakey can answer back. And I'm gonna be like...
I mean, as soon as
Did you
Leke
find
finds him, he's just gonna start shouting. Like, he's
Oh,
just
cute.
gonna be like, yeah, like...
Then never mind, I'll save my
yeah,
AP.
it's I found him, he's over here, y'all come... is
Flying
there...
over instantly.
Immediately on the way.
Why can the kid not get down? Is that something that we can see? Is the rest of the building, like the
building's on
internal of the
fire.
building is on fire?
Yes, absolutely is.
Okay,
You can tell that the internal staircase has collapsed.
got it.
As well as there's no point in going upstairs any further. Even if you had that staircase, there's nowhere for him to go.
So, question.
Yes.
Out of game. I have an idea, but the kid would take damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I can
Go on.
I can cast Vortex. I just need a body of water, which I believe we have a bucket of water.
That is not a
It
body
would-
of water. Vortex would be like a pond or a river or an ocean, not a
Okay.
bucket, unfortunately. Also, I don't know that you brought the bucket with you.
I did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah, no,
okay.
he refilled the bucket when he left. That's
Okay, cool,
how.
cool.
Yeah, that's how the
He
my
told the
the
lady.
handy shift.
So you do have a bucket, but not enough to cast Vortex, I'm sorry to say.
Okay.
And he's
why
looking
I
out a
asked.
window. You said, right?
I'm sorry?
Like it'd suck him in, but
He's yelling out a window, right? Is what I heard, or no?
He broke out a panel of this window. It's one of those windows where like the frame is permanent and there's glass stuck into it. So he's broken out one of the panels to try and holler down for help.
Outside of that is like the external wall that window is on fire.
Not currently. The
In
other
theory,
side of the building is.
Because in theory, because I have a feather hook, could I potentially like use that to like basically hook onto the window frame and then Batman us down out of the building?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can fly if that's easier, but if people want to use their stuff, that's cool too.
If it would be quicker and safer to fly the kid out, I'm all for flying the kid out.
Lakey hands his bucket of water to whoever's next to him, casts Blink into the room with the kid, grabs the kid, casts Blink back down to the ground.
Yes.
Cool.
That will work. Lakey, the fire in that building is astonishingly stifling. The split second that you were in there, you cannot breathe. The fact that this kid has been able to shout down is nothing short of a miracle. You blink back down to safety, and have to also catch your breath after you land.
Hashtag worth it.
Well, that's taken care of.
This kid
Get
is
the
like
fuck out of this
8.
fire.
Definitely his clothes are singed, his hair's a little bit singed, covered in soot. His hands are a little bit burned from trying doorknobs that were too hot.
That's one of the worst places to be burned too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once Leaky catches his breath, he's going to take a ladle of water and gently pour it over the kid in case there were any parts of his clothes that were smoldering, but also to just get some damp cloth against his skin to kind of stifle any burns and keep any shenanigans from being worse.
Mm-hmm. He's just gasping for colder air now that he is back out to the outside world. And he also sticks his hands in the bucket just for that, like, moisture of not feeling the burn as keenly. But he's just overwhelmed.
Poor little guy.
What do you want to do?
But he's out of there and he's alive, and that's a step in the right direction.
He is.
For sure.
And the building is rapidly, the flames are spreading. It's falling apart inside. It's very clear that if you guys had not saved this kid, he would have died.
Morada kind of looks at Leke with wide eyes, realizing just how quickly and frankly bravely he went in there.
Completely idiotically.
But there's just what?
What?
No. You don't get to downplay that. No. How bravely he went in there.
It can be both, is the thing.
You don't get to downplay it when I'm sitting here not able to do anything. You got it? You got it, my dude?
My word. Okay. Anyway, there's not much long to sort of, I don't know, I guess gaze at Leke before it's like, okay, we gotta fucking leave. And they have to run.
How do the buildings around the one that's on fire look? Are they also on fire, or
They're
is this one the one
fire.
that's spreading? Okay.
No, the full block of housing is up in flame.
Okay.
You do
while
not
they
hear
think, I have
anybody
a
else
question.
shouting from at least this block.
I have a question out
Okay.
of game. So with the freeze, if I there is a part where I can cast it around people, but they would take damage. My thought was that since I'm putting out fires and we're kind of currently standing still and trying to figure out the next course of action fairly quickly, could I theoretically just cast it around all of us to just cool the area that we're in without anybody taking hit points?
Yeah, I don't think it would last long. But it would, give you, a little bit cooler air for just a minute to maybe catch your breath.
Yeah, Saphir does that. She's just gonna like cast that around
You could
us
also
just to give
duck back into the manor where it's a little bit more sheltered from the tenement fire to have some protection from everything that's going down.
Yeah, I mean, I think stopping there for a hot second is an okay plan. How bad did the way in look? Like, are we relatively confident that we can head back out that way? Or are we gonna have to re-navigate?
The further in you went, the more messy it became. You don't know how it will have shifted on your way back. There is a possibility that buildings may have collapsed and closed off roadways. It's just really hard to know.
Should I take an overhead look again?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, I do that. I fly up to look at what the layout seems to be and what the best exit strategy might be.
So you don't necessarily know, what route they took to get in, but you can absolutely, guide them. There is a path back to where you guys had started if you so chose to go back there.
This ain't over. I feel like.
All right. Is it well, I guess I'm trying to decide. Should I stay up there and whisper to someone, or should I or can I get enough of a bird's eye view to come back down and pretty confidently say,
they're
"Here's
in
where
a
we're
sheltered
going"?
area where you could come back down and talk to them, and say, "Hey, look, I've spotted this way back. If we want to go back that way."
Cool, I do that.
I'm gonna follow Morgan's directions.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't you go back up? Use your face scarf. Watch us go. If anything changes on the route, then signal to us. With the just wave the scarf. I'll check
I can still
in at
talk
every.
in your head, but whatever's better. Yeah.
I didn't know what your magic situation was like. I didn't want to ask you to cast more spells than you had the ability to.
I don't know. This is worth it. Saving everyone from burning to death. I think I can use the ability point. Yeah.
Then you're a better person than I am. All right, let's go.
Doug gives a little look, but flies up.
Lakey, putting the thought of opening the gate back to, opening a gate in the doorway of the gate that he just busted back to the temple on the other side of town where it's probably a lot quieter, but will be returning to the scene of their crime, puts that out of his mind because that's what he was referring to, and starts hoofing it while carrying the kid. Also, I rolled a 19 on common sense, injury, first aid, burn care, and have snuggled the kid against himself and kind of wrapped the jacket around the outside to try to prevent the kid from going into shock.
The kid is absolutely attempting to cry. You can feel him sobbing, but he has no water left to cry with, so it's just sound. He's definitely dehydrated. I know you gave him some water, but it hasn't made its way through his body yet to do that.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you guys set off. Doing what you can to get through the city. Morrigan, give me a roll.
You? 15.
You are able to guide them through at least the first quarter without any hitches. Some of the buildings that they had previously come past had collapsed, and you were able to guide them around that without too much chaos, and without having to expend any of your AP, thankfully.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I believe message, if they don't respond, is free, if I remember correctly, right?
That is true, and that's how I was able to do it so
Yeah.
much before, but I think I do want to keep the line of communication open, like,
Okay.
just in case there's something down on ground level that, like, I don't know about, that they could say, hey, I can't actually go that way, XYZ, you know?
Okay. Do you open
mean,
a
Lakey-
line of communication directly to Lakey then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I think it's just to one person, so I wasn't sure who you were in communication with.
Yeah, no, I'll do that with Lakey, yeah.
Okay. Lakey, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say that regardless of what sort of communication it is, he's still going to stop at every intersection and just look up, like he said he was going to, even though that wasn't the plan anymore. But he's still going to stop and check.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me another roll really quick. Morgan.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense if it's another, yeah. 16.
You're doing
Nice.
great. Again, some of the buildings had collapsed, but you were able to guide them around these new piles of embers, and they are able to make it through. Go ahead and give me the next one with advantage.
Good thing for advantage, that was a 1.
Oh no! No, it wasn't!
Buddy, what happened?
No.
A 3.
Oh no!
Not a 1! Not a
It's not
1!
a one.
Not a 1!
You guys, you get to a point where you realize that there's enough buildings that have collapsed here and there that you're not sure how to navigate them around it, and they need to backtrack to get through. Unless somebody else wants to. It's basically like it's created like a cul-de-sac of buildings that have collapsed. Unless somebody else wants to try something.
Well, I will let them know that right away, of course.
Lakey communicates that they're stuck there and have to go back.
Little backtracking ain't gonna do no harm.
Yeah.
Find a way out of this.
Morgan, give me another roll.
$20!
Oh,
Yeah! There it is!
Yay!
Well, I'm gonna say that gets you guys are able to backtrack safely and find another way back out. It's a little bit further because you have to go back kind of the way you came and then turn in a different direction. But you were able to get back to safety and to the triage point from whence you started.
Let's go, Morgan. Let's go.
That makes 3 nat 20s this game.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Yeah.
Lakey, DeLacy, and Morgan.
Go team.
And only one nat
Go.
1 that didn't count. So
Did not count. That's the most important.
Go
Yeah.
team humanoid.
yeah. But you guys have made it safely back to the triage point. People come to basically do what you were doing. Make sure you're okay. Try to see if you have any burns that need to be attended to. I will say, Briar, you see your friends coming back from the chaos that there
Beeline.
was with a small child in their arms.
You guys okay? Who's this?
Lakey just dumps the kid in Briar's arms.
Oh, okay.
Take care of him.
Okay. What's your name, sweetheart?
Finn? Oh, Finn.
Fia?
Finn. I'm trying to say Finn. I think it's cutting me off because I'm talking at a higher
A
pitch
A little
voice.
bit, yeah.
Okay, Finn. I'm Briar. I'm gonna take care of you, okay?
Okay. Do you know where my mom is?
He looks over at the group.
Morduk
you
flies
what.
down to ground level at this moment, meeting up with everyone.
Swiveling the ears, trying to hear if anyone else is calling out for someone of that name.
Not that you can hear, but there are people calling for loved ones, constantly trying to look for people.
I'll tell you what, Finn. I take care of you first, and then we'll find your parents later, okay?
He nods, and
Okay.
again is just really upset looking, but can't seem to cry because he doesn't have enough water in his little body.
Oh,
You're
baby.
doing great. So he's going to get him somewhere where poor little Finn can sit, and he's going to give him a once over. His hands are burned.
Hands are burned. Specifically the inside palm portions are burned, where he's tried to turn doorknobs that were too hot.
Okay. So he's going to cast Mend, which is another point. So I'm down 4 more points now, which puts me at 5. I have 5 AP left. But he's going to mend Finn's hand for him.
Mm-hmm.
Or both of them?
Both of them.
Is it both at once? Okay.
Both of them, yeah.
So his big meaty claws are hovering over his poor little itty bitty ones, and wills a cooling sensation while healing his hands.
Okay. You take the time to mend his hands back to normal. The kid is still, dehydrated and exhausted and having some smoke inhalation, but it takes the edge off and his hands are no longer scalded from the hot metal that he had touched.
Let's get you some water, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I have drinking water left?
I'm sure somebody's been refilling bins as quickly as they can, with the number of people that are coming through and the amount of water that they would need.
So he's going to stick by Fenn as long as he can. Make sure that he's okay. He's at least breathing all right. Then he looks towards the group. So how's it looking out there?
Toasty?
Lakey gives him the same look that he just gave Mordug.
Okay, stupid question.
Did you just fucking say toasty? Are you fucking kidding me?
Morrigan, by the way, did take 2 points of damage from getting singed in the fire, more so than the other people in our party who did not take any specific fire damage.
Morgan, you good? You look.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So you're not a toasted marshmallow right now?
Fuck you.
What?
No, I'm not a marshmallow. Why don't you do your job? Shut up.
I was doing my job, thank you.
I'm fine. All right. Just got a little close. Fine.
Okay.
It was while I was being heroic. It wasn't for no reason, for sure.
Okay. I believe you.
How did a man like me get to be in the company of heroes? Fucked up.
Lakey gives him the same look. Same expression.
Lakey just has the head tilt back at him, like, you gonna deny it?
Just. No, that's not why he's getting the look. Yeah, so Lakey checks in on everybody and makes sure that everybody's okay. Tries to finagle like a healing potion or like a little bit of a poultice for Morrigan.
Okay.
If there's anything available.
I mean, there's bits and bobs, but most of it without magic just takes the edge off. It doesn't really do too much of the healing wise, but it makes it hurt less.
Okay, Mordug isn't gonna like stop Leke, but she is going to complain the whole time about how this is stupid and she doesn't need it and yada yada.
She's all puffed up and pouting.
Yeah.
Listen,
Pouting
know
powder
it.
puff.
you can take it up with my boss, okay? Because at the very least, I'm not allowed to let anything happen to you.
Even if I do something stupid, it's your problem. I don't believe that.
Facts.
I was sent by the guild to look after you, so I don't know where that
Contractually
definition ends.
Obligated to make sure you live.
Or at least have a comfortable experience.
And that hazard pay is looking
but
better.
Please leave a
also
5-star review.
But also, you did brave things for reasons I'm not even going to attempt to understand. So, I just wanted to make sure that you were okay, so that you can do more brave things.
Hold on. Slow down. What the fuck are you talking about? Look at yourself. Look at yourself.
He is absolutely swaying on his feet. Like, he is... The adrenaline is starting to run out.
Oh, boy.
I will
Okay,
also point
okay.
out it's like 2 or 3 in the morning at this point.
Like, hey, are you okay?
Wait, hang on.
Uh-oh, we're rolling.
Please tell me it's in that one. Please tell me.
He looks at Saphira and goes, "Of course," and then passes out cold. Just
With
I was absolutely in that one.
Yes!
A nat one. Down.
Stupid fucking idiot! Doug is looking for some potion or something now.
Ziv comes over, who you guys haven't met yet, I don't think, and immediately checks Lakey and goes, he just passed out, he'll be alright. I think he just needs some sleep, but I can bring him back around with some selling salts if you want me to. Do you guys have somewhere safe
I don't know.
to
He's
go?
got to get home, right? Yeah.
He's got to get home, otherwise we'll just leave him here unconscious. He could be your problem then.
Look, if you've got some kind of a wheelbarrow situation, I'll just hitch him up myself. I'll get him somewhere safe. I don't think I can carry him because he's a giant rabbit. But
I can. Could I turn into a horse and carry him?
I think so, because I think
Horse
the maximum size is horse size. So
yeah,
you can be a horse.
I could turn because I can turn into animals. So,
please do so outside the tent if that is your your choice.
In the middle of your plan, Leke starts to come to.
Oh, look, your friend's awake. I hope you guys get home safe. Excuse me. And Ziv peels off again. Not trying to be rude, just trying to, see who needs attention immediately.
Prioritize.
Emergency.
Yeah.
You just passed out, you idiot. We gotta get you home.
I think you've done enough.
I think we all need to go not home.
Here, have a ladle.
Friar just hands him a ladle. He's staring at it like, no. Leke takes the water and then what is it? Does it look like it's like dying down, or have more people come to help? Like, what's the state of things?
The sections that were on fire are starting to essentially run out of fuel. They're starting to burn out.
And it's contained.
It's contained.
Okay. Lake is going to suggest that they Honestly, Crock and Bowl. Like,
Yeah, agreed.
It's half of everything you guys say is Crock and Bowl, but all right,
Yes.
all right.
'Cause
Well, I don't think y'all will fit at my place, so I think that's the best option.
And at least there's food there. And
I
some
am
housing.
not emotionally prepared to be fussed over right now by my family.
Oh, okay.
Understandable. Come on, let's get you out of here.
Uh,
I mean, you could stay with me and Mahalia if you wanted, but Crock and Bowl stopped first.
Crock and Bowl is definitely a little bit closer, but either way, you would have to hop back on the train, which you are welcome to go do. The train system's going to be a little bit disrupted because they'll have to, try and pivot away from stations that might be affected by smoke and flames and whatnot.
Yeah.
Before we go anywhere, is there
I was going to ask,
someone
is Briar
who is-
going too?
I think Briar's going to linger just a little bit because one, he wants to make sure Finn is situated, and as he said, he tended to Finn. He's going to at least attempt to find somebody who's related to him. Even if he has to carry the kid around, going like, do you recognize this face? Does anybody?
You do not get any hits. There's nobody in the crowd. Either they can hear you, or at least in the near vicinity, seems to know where his family is.
Right. So Briar has two choices. He takes the kid with him to the Kraken Bowl, where at least that would be safe. Or
And
he
away from the
stays.
chaos.
So,
Doctor,
Are
if you want to
there
stay, go on.
are there
Sorry.
other kids who have been left? Like, is there like?
Yeah, there's definitely other kids and just adults looking for their loved ones, but there's also other triage points that are in separate areas surrounding. You guys just picked the closest one to the train station. So his parents could have gone to a different triage point.
it's true.
I'd be willing to take the walk and like ask around at this point.
Yeah,
If
do you want to
nobody
ask
else
somebody?
minds.
Do you want to ask somebody who looks like they might
Yeah.
be in charge?
Yeah.
You find this lady who, roughly speaking, looks a little bit nunnish. Not like a traditional Catholic nun, but like that sort of like uniform, simple looking outfit. And she looks to be taking care of the kids that are, don't have their parents with them.
Okay. Excuse me. Do you have room for one more?
We always have room for one more. What's your name? I'm Finn. Okay, Finn. Well, why don't you join the others over here while I talk to your adult here. I'm assuming this is not your child, your loved one. Okay.
No. So
lost.
he's
Uh-oh.
going to
Saphira.
bend down and let Finn down gently. Okay.
Finn is a little concerned, but he looks a little bit more at ease with other people his own age.
Yeah, these people will be able to look after you, okay?
Okay. Thank you for my hands.
You're very welcome. You were very brave today.
He kind of like rubs his face, which is still covered in like soot. It just needs a good wash. And toddles over. And the lady who you were talking to says, in case you find anybody who's looking for him, I work at the orphanage, where I imagine several of these children will probably wind up living. So if anyone is looking for him that you hear talk about it, or any other child, please direct them to the orphanage. I imagine my other fellow acolytes will be there as well.
Right. Thank you. Right. This feels a little awkward just dropping him off to you, but I have no idea where his parents are, and it's chaos back there. I'll get back to it, and thank you.
Of course. Thank you for taking him somewhere safe.
And then resisting the urge to finger gun, he leaves.
Do you leave to go back to the medical tent to continue helping, or do you go join your friends as they head towards the Crock and Bowl?
I have 5 more points to spend, and I'll mend 5 more severe cases before I call it a day, because after that I'm tapped.
Okay. So you quickly find people to expend your mending abilities on, to alleviate some of the chaos. A lot of the doctors inside are running out of AP, much like you now are. Just trying to see to everybody's wounds. But you've done what you can and can now leave.
And now we just have to hope there's another circulation of doctors who are a little bit more refreshed. Where is Zev?
Ziv is still working on more serious cases.
Okay. Because it feels like abandoning Zev all over again if he just leaves. So he's going to tell the group, I'm going to hang back for a little while longer, see what I can do here, and then I'll see you guys before day breaks, I'm sure. So,
You just make sure to look after yourself while you're looking after everyone else. You hear me?
yes, sir.
Good. Claps him on the shoulder. You good man.
I'm trying to be.
Nah, you
That's
are. Stop being modest.
someone actively trying to be a good man is kind of the mark of a good man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Thank you. Take care now.
All right.
And he goes back and sees how he can help manually, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Applying balm, salves, bandages, encouraging people to lay down and rest or lay on your side so you can breathe better. Constructing fans out of scrap, however he can help.
And the rest of you guys, do you try to get back on the train, or do you try to flag a cab? And Saphira, do you go to the Crock and Bowl as well, or do you go home?
I think she's gonna follow them to the Crock and Bowl.
Okay, cool. What is your method of getting there, you guys?
Well, Saphira came in on the carriage, right?
Yes.
I don't know if he's still there or they're still there, but
I can almost guarantee you they will not be. You would
Alright.
have to walk
It's
a
been
good deal
hours.
further away to
So Lacey
try to
would-
find a cab, essentially.
So Lacey would actually pose the question of, do we want something a little more quiet, given all that chaos we was just handling before? Because if that is the case, I will spring for us to get a cab out of here instead of having to truck the train.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right then. And DeLacy will front a cab to get them to the Crock and Bull.
Okay. You guys take a cab, leaving Briar behind to continue working with the medical tent, much like he would have in his war days. And I will say we'll probably leave it there because it is 10:20 and about time to wrap it up. So we will pick back up when we get to the Crock and Bowl next week.
Huzzah!
Yay.
That is the fastest we have as a group have done anything.
I'm
Like,
so proud of us.
Look at us being decisive.
Evolving.
Yeah. But thank you
Go
guys for coming and playing. Eventually, hopefully, August will feel better next week. We can maybe see what August's perspective is through Fox of this event, because he will have a very different perspective than you guys will, having started from across
Exciting.
the city. But
my brain
Also-
fully expected you to have said, like, he started the fire. Like, that was his date.
I'm not
It still
saying
could be.
nothing.
We don't know.
You don't know.
He's
I
not
don't
that
know.
bad.
Yeah, but I also
Listen,
don't not know.
Shenanigans.
Also, I just realized
Shenanigans.
that we did not address where Boss was in all of this chaos, so I will say
Oh,
that
no.
Boss stayed behind to help coordinate people at the triage tent.
I think
That
Boss should be
makes
playing
sense.
with the kids.
Yeah, playing with
I think
the
Boss
kids,
is in a fight at the
Boss is in a fight.
He's becoming
Boss
the
with
champion.
icebox.
He's becoming the champion, but he's fighting with words.
Okay. Hey,
Well, Boss
you
can
wouldn't want to
make,
hit
like-
me.
You wouldn't hit a frog with glasses, would you?
That's a
Everyone would
17.
be so disappointed in you.
That's a 17. Boss has a real good chance of winning the night at the icebox. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll just say that Boss was
Champion.
hanging out at the triage area, especially since Briar decided to stay behind. So,
Yeah, that totally tracks. Yeah.
yeah. And that way, when Kat comes back, hopefully next week, we can pick up where we left off.
Boss was on orphan duty.
I could see him being very good at orphan duty.
Orphan duty.
Yeah.
I think he can also make like balms and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
that would also potentially be
It
very
would take
good.
some gathering, for sure, but it is doable.
I mean, they're in a
Right.
park.
Fair.
He is in a park.
Yep.
He has done wonders with a park before.
That's true. Fix
But-
Mahalia's bald spot.
But yeah, good job.
We
with
did
you
it!
guys
important as
you guys
this.
in
We
doing
did it!
stuff
We did
together.
Hooray!
We did
So
it.
much done.
So much done.
Fighting
Yeah.
fires, saving people, scoping out what
Yeah.
happened at damaged buildings.
Yeah, that was.
And we
yeah.
didn't die.
God,
We didn't
then
die.
We
that's
did
the
not
jinx.
Didn't die.
Morgan did take a little bit of damage, but it'll be all right.
What
Damn
you
it.
didn't die?
Who's looking? Who's counting?
But thank you guys for coming and playing, and I will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yay.
Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Mwah!
Nighty night.